Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Commodity TV and a new edition of our online interview series. And we want to talk today to GoldMining. And Lester, still the CEO, is here with us. Good morning to Canada. How are you, Lester?
I'm doing very well. Good morning to you.
Yeah, thanks. Great. And thanks for taking the time. A lot has come up since the past. We spoke that several months ago. So GoldMining, great company. I'm a shareholder of your company, of course. And let's go directly into medias res. You brought up additional infill core samplings at Georges and also drill results and stuff. And so, what's going on there?
Well, actually, that's a very exciting time for us because, as we've discussed, we've started a foundational approach. We're building up from our key resources. We've updated those. We've put out new resources. We've started PEA work, and in the process of that PEA work at Saint-Georges, we identified some very interesting opportunities. Namely, that when we were looking at the model, the past core had not been extensively sampled. The previous operators had focused on just the vein portions of the deposit, and there were sections with alteration and some weaker mineralization on the edges, which had not been sampled at all. So we launched the first phase of a sampling program. So taking the core that was already existing, sawing it, processing it, and we came up with some very interesting results. We came up with some background results that will add to our information, but we also came up with some new zones which had not previously been identified. And probably the most interesting of which is that in the saprolite, the very top layer of the deposit, which is weathered and oxidized, which is traditionally what people would target first because it's easy to liberate and easy to mine, that was largely unsampled in most of the holes. And you can see in our last press release, there was a couple of intervals there on 2 holes, which had some very interesting grades, up to a gram over, 7 to 10 meters in saprolite, completely unsampled near surface. And the other interesting part about that is the collar of those holes where they were drilled, they're actually within the envelope of the existing mineralized resources. So any mineralization we find in there is a complete bonus. They're in areas that are outside of the actual model, but they're within the constraining pit shell. So if we can add resources there, it's a complete win for us. It'll greatly enhance the economics. So we've taken those results, and we've started a second phase of sampling now to go back and add additional samples, which are in the process of being processed and run through the assay lab right now.
Okay, fantastic. I mean, I always saw Saint-Georges project which can be really developed into production, especially at those gold prices now. And I think we are both gold bulls, so I could imagine that would be a very profitable mine, right?
Absolutely. I think it's, the key things are, it's got a solid resource with a good grade. It's in a great mining jurisdiction and has very good infrastructure. It's very close to the state highway. We've got a small camp there. It's a nice clear area of land that doesn't have, mountainous terrain or, illegal miners all over it. It's in a perfect infrastructure scenario with a very solid resource, and that's exactly what we're looking for.
Super. So you want to develop that towards production decision?
Well, we're going to certainly keep moving towards the PEA. The PEA will be coming out in the new year as we work through our model. But it's exciting that as we go through that PEA, we're identifying opportunities, some real low-hanging fruit, which ultimately I think will lead us to proposing some new drilling on the deposit in the new year as well.
Okay, super. Then let's move to the Cachoeira project, there where you did net smelter royalty with buyback options. So what's going on there?
Yeah, so the Cachoeira project is a little earlier stage, and what we had done is there was an underlying royalty on it that actually had an upfront annual payment, and so really it was an opportune moment to clean up that royalty, to reduce it to a simple half point NSR, and it has a 50% buyback option as well. So really, I think that's more of a good housekeeping issue. We took a situation that we improved the ultimate economics, makes the project a little simpler, and that lets us evaluate it in a better position to move it through our pipeline as well.
Okay, super. Yeah, then I saw in your press releases that you are working also on several PEAs. So what's going there, going forward? What's the status? Can you give us some updates, please?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Now, the important thing for us on the PEAs, I treat them not as a simple snapshot in time, but it's an opportunity seeking exercise where we evaluate the economics and look for opportunities. Where can we improve things? What areas need more information? And similar to what we've done at San Jorge with that work there, we've identified opportunities with some new sampling and some potential drill targets. We've also been progressing very well on our La Mina PEA in Colombia. That work is getting close. We're very encouraged by the economic work. We have a metallurgist working on it as well with our team of engineers, and I think that probably early in the new year we should be in a position to announce the results of that PEA on La Mina. And the thing that we've talked about in the past on La Mina, what gets us excited is that there's a core resource, but beside that core resource, there's a fantastic drill target called La Garrucha, which seems bigger. Geophysical anomaly, had some initial holes that had very encouraging results. And I think that if the base PEA on the existing resource is solid and we have this upside potential at La Garrucha, which is waiting to be drilled, that makes for a very exciting project for us in Colombia.
Okay, super. So also lots of opportunities.
And I think as we continue to dialogue with the local stakeholders, La Mina is an excellent drill target which we'd like to advance on, and I think we'll be seeing some news on that coming in the new year as well as we develop our plans for advancing projects further.
Super. Talking about the new year in a second, what I found really interesting is you guys did a $20 million loan facility with BMO, and you are now starting an ATM program for $50 million. So guys, what you gonna do with $70 million? What's going on?
Well, I guess the first thing is the ATM is not being it's a facility, it's in place, it's ready for our use. So we don't have that in hand right now. It gives us flexibility. But to go to first of all, the margin loan, the facility with BMO, the $20 million, we think that's an exceptional opportunity to put cash in our pockets. It avoids any dilution to our shareholders at prices we don't like. We don't want to necessarily be raising money at lower prices, so it gives us flexibility. And one of the key reasons we were able to obtain that facility, and many juniors don't have this optionality, is that we were able to use our large position of gold royalty shares. We still own 20 million gold royalty shares, which are valued at some plus or minus $5 US per share. We were able to use that as margin to get very attractive terms and to give ourselves an option for rather than potential dilutive financing. So that puts cash in our pockets ready to advance the program. The ATM is further flexibility. It's really optionality should we need additional funds. But it's great to have these items in hand. And as we advance our projects and as we come up with greater details, which will be announced in the new year, we'll show where proceeds could be necessary. But I wouldn't be looking for a $70 million program anytime soon. That's just the full flexibility and the optionality, and it's great to be able to have different levers you can pull with those options available to us.
Yeah, I mean, the ATM makes absolutely sense because when you have it in place, you can pull it because my feeling is that precious metal prices will rise quite soon and substantially. I mean, we saw the inflation rate of 6.9% in the US in November. That is ridiculous high, and this is crazy to me. And I must say, I see gold closer to 2,500 than to 1,500. And I mean, then your stock would be whatever, $3, $4. And if you use then an ATM, that makes probably really sense.
Absolutely. I think many of us, including myself, are certainly gold bulls. We believe the price to be going up, and we don't want to be boxing ourselves into a corner where you're financing at prices you're not attractive. So this gives us flexibility to to wait for when we have a better price if we need the funds.
Okay, super. So then 2022, what's up? What are, let's say, your immediate goals? What are projects or objectives you want to achieve next year?
Yeah, I think we talked about one of the key objectives is we will continue to have news on San Jorge as we continue with the sampling program there and work towards our PEA. And I think ultimately that will lead to a proposal for drilling on the project. I think you will also see news of the La Mina PEA. That's approaching completion now. That'll be available in the new year, early in the new year. And I think pending some consultation and final steps with the discussion with local stakeholders. I think what's exciting for me is this will be the first time ever that GoldMining will be actually starting a drill program, and it's an important step where we're actually creating value from the assets, which we all believe are underappreciated, under-recognized, and partially because they haven't been worked in a while. There's some great targets there, and I think the exciting thing for us in 2022 is unlocking that value on the existing projects. And we focused on the projects that are quite far advanced, but there's one project that I've been to visit myself recently, and then actually over the past a month and a half, I've been to visit all of our projects in North America, and that's one thing I was looking forward to doing. I've been to our Yellowknife project, I've been to Whistler, I've been to Almaden. So getting around to our projects and getting very excited by what I'm seeing there, and in particular our Whistler project in Alaska. It's a great jurisdiction. It's a large resource. Our neighbors continue to have very interesting drill results on the Estelle project next door. They had reported 400 meters at 3.5 grams on a new exciting target. So that's creating some excitement for us on Whistler, and now it's really about how we best unlock that value on an exciting project that's been sitting idle in a very, very attractive jurisdiction.
Super, perfect. So unlocking value is the name of the game for 2022.
Absolutely, and there'll be more news to come. And just like we did in 2021, we created exceptional value. We now own 20 million shares in Gold Royalty, worth over $100 million US dollars plus or minus on the trading price of the day. That was unlocked out of the portfolio. I think we'd love to have another result like that coming up in the new year as well, as we look for other values within our portfolio.
Yeah, please do so. We want to see the stock price at $5.
Well, why stop there?
Okay, super. Alastair, thank you very much for the update. Great. And yeah, it looks very interesting, especially Q1, I would say, with a lot of news coming up. So from that perspective, I have a good feeling that we talk quite soon.
Yes, absolutely. Look forward to speaking again soon, and best wishes to you and all your subscribers for a happy holiday season.
Thank you very much. Also, Merry Christmas for you and Happy New Year. Thanks for talking and taking the time. Thanks, Alastair. Yep. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that was Alastair Still, the CEO of GoldMining, and you heard it. Exciting times are coming up here. Sao, George, PEA, Lamina, the PEA is running, and yeah, it looks like that those results will come quite early next year already. And also they have a nice work program evaluating for next year and unlocking value in 2022. That's the name of the game. GoldMining shares are really cheap today. I would suggest you have a very close look onto this fantastic company. Thanks for watching us, and bye-bye from Switzerland.